3, 2, 1. Okay, YouTube, so for this part of the video, I want to make it clear. Do this at your own risk, but I please beg you to be very careful. You're dealing with electricity right now, and we don't want nothing bad to happen. So please, if you're not familiar with how to do any type of electrical work or how to deal with wires or power outlets, please don't attempt this. Get somebody else to do it for you that knows what they're doing. If not, just avoid doing it and get someone else to do it. What we're gonna do is put a power switch, okay, on the side panel of the cabinet. This is a power switch with a 5 amp fuse, okay, and we're gonna put this on the side of the cabinet because, as you saw in the other videos, we took everything out, so there is no power source running to the cabinet right now to start the pie and start anything. So what I did was I got this 4 foot 4 outlet, actually it's a 2 foot 4 outlet power strip surge protector. I got this one at Harbor Freight for I think $3 or $4, and it's very inexpensive. I told you, almost anything you can get at Harbor Freight is worth it. We're just going to take this apart. I'll leave a link for this as well as the switch in the bottom of the video. Okay, and like I said, with caution, do not attempt this if you do not have the skills to do so. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to cut off the tip of the outlet, the plug of the outlet. We're going to remove this sticker. We don't need that. And we're going to cut the plug part of the surge protector. Okay, a lot of people are using longer surge protectors. They're running a cable from the surge protector, surge protector to the wall, and from there they just make a little hole in the back and they just hit the flip of the switch to turn it on and off. That's fine. You could do that. You could get a longer surge protector. You probably want to plug in more stuff. You only need about 4 outlets because you got your Pi, you got your monitor, you got your amp, and it gives you an extra one. So if you're going to do LED lights, or you're going to do a subwoofer or anything else, or you could even connect a 3-way on here and you got more. But you don't really need nothing this bigger than this. I don't think so. You're going to cut the plug part off. Let me get a cutter because I don't have anything here to cut with. Let's try these heavy duty scissors and get it off with that. If it doesn't work, we'll just cut to another video. Yes, we're doing good. There you go. There you go. Nice clean cut. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to discard that plug. Do not leave this around. Okay, God forbid you got kids in the house or anything, or by accident somebody stupid plugs this in. This will definitely hurt them. Throw this out. Discard of it. Throw it in the garbage. You don't need it. You want to take about, I'll say 3 inches, and you want to strip the insulation of that. Now this thing cuts really deep, so what you want to do is take it from 3 inches, okay, and do 3 inches on here, and you're going to do 1 turn with your stripper. Okay, what you're going to do is break that away. Okay, you don't need that. You need these 3 inches of cable. You need that. So we're going to cut those out. those out. Okay, I'm gonna clean those up. You want to save your black wire, and your white wire. The green wire you can set aside, throw it out, do whatever you want. Now you're gonna do about 1.5 inches or 1 inch. Take the coating off of this one. Alright. Squeeze it a little. Do a turn. And then you get that out. There you go. Yeah. Okay. I got a couple of pieces sticking out here. Alright, what you want to do is let's get a decent cutter this time, not the scissors. We just use that to cut the wires off. So I'm going to take an actual cutter. Let's take an actual cutter, clean up those tips. Alright, so we don't have no excess wire. Okay, that's good on that end. Let's do this side. Okay, so we got the black and the white wire. Then we have the other end. We're going to clean those up too. Okay. Now you're going to take your wire stripper and you want to strip off a piece, that coating. And we're going to put these clips in. You can buy these at Home Depot. Let me zoom in so you can see. These are female clips. There you go. Female clips. You can buy these at Home Depot. They come 10 in a pack. I'll leave a link in the bottom. Okay. So what you want to do is you're going to strip a little bit of the insulate on each wire. We'll start one at a time. Start with the black one. Put some more out. There you go. Twist that wire up a little. These are 18-inch. I think these are 18-inch gauge clips. They'll fit perfectly with what you're working with right now. Okay, what you want to do is get enough of that wire in there. Let's strip some more. There you go. So you want to give it like less than ½ an inch of wiring sticking out so that we can get it to go in that connection as far as we can. We're in there. Now we're going to take a crimping tool. We're going to place it in the right size, and we're gonna hold that wire in place and squeeze so that the tool is pressed against that wire and you have a nice tight fit. You can pull on it and you know it's in there, sturdy. Again, with caution, I tell you, if you don't know what you're doing with the wiring, any electrical, do not attempt this. Get someone else that can do it for you. This is my third time doing this, and I have still no skills. Okay, I've done a couple of cabinets already. I've messed with a couple of electrical wires before, but I do not recommend this for any novice. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Get someone else to do it. Alright. So there we got enough from the second wire. Let's try to get a little bit more. Trying to get out enough wire to go inside that clip. There you go. If I get too much, at least I can cut some down. You know? Let's see how much I got. Pull it, see if it's coming out. No, no play, no nothing. There you go. You have your first 3 wires connected, and that should be good. They don't come out. They're very strong and sturdy. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take your black and your white wire. The green one we did not need anymore. We're gonna strip an end on each side of the black and white wire. There you go. Just about the same length that you did the wires off the surge protector. You're going to take your connector. Okay. You're going to put a connector on one end and crimp it. Crimp that in there. Play with it. Wiggle it. See if it's loose. Nope. Held perfectly. Okay. Now we're going to strip the other side. There you go. Twist it up a little, keep it together. Take another connector. Screw it in. Oh, that one right in. Okay, if you want to be neat about it, try to have them both facing the same way, if not opposite. I don't think it matters. I'm going to use it. We'll figure it out when we get there. Giving me a problem here. Okay. Okie dokie. It's in there. Ready to squeeze. Both hands. Nice tight. It's in there. Nothing wiggling, nothing coming out. Did a good job on that one. I'm going to start squeezing the top area. There you go. Extra cautious. There you go. That's what you want your white wire to look like. I'm going to do the same thing to the black wire. Let me zoom that in so you can see. You want that white wire and that black wire to look like that. The dual connection on both ends. Okay? Tug on it, it's not coming out. That's it, they're both strong. And your black and white wire are exactly the same. Okay? Now you got your power surge with your 3 clips. And your black and white wire. Alright? When we clean this up, we'll get to the next step. Okay, so we cleaned up the area a little bit, and what you want to do now is you got to pay very close attention. You're going to take your socket switch, your power socket switch, and you want to hold it with the switch up and your socket down, because what you're going to do is you're going to connect your surge protector to 3 connections on your switch. 2 connections on top, 1 connection on the bottom. Okay? What you want to pay attention to is the color scheme and how good and how it goes in what direction. What you're going to do is you're going to take your black wire from your surge protector and you're going to connect it to your top left lead on your switch. Put that in, and there you go. You got your black wire connected to your top lead of your switch. Then you're going to take your white wire and put it in your lower lead on the left side of your switch. Now this may be a little difficult because there isn't hardly any play, but try to do it slowly and carefully in connecting that. Okay? Now what you have left is your green wire. Okay, if you're looking carefully, you have your black wire on the top lead, your white wire on the bottom lead on your left side of the switch when you have these leads facing you. Okay? Then you're going to take your green wire, which is your last wire off the power switch, the power protector, the surge protector, and you're going to connect it on the bottom lead of the switch. Okay? So you want to do exactly what you're seeing right here. Let me zoom this in so you can see. Let me zoom this in so you can see. Okay? You have, from the top going down, you have your black wire on the top lead on the left side. So if you're holding the switch like this, facing you, okay, alright, you're going to take your black wire, top lead, white wire, second lead on the left side, green wire, bottom lead. Okay? And I'm emphasizing this more than once. I want you guys to really be careful doing this. Okay? I take no fault in God forbid anything happening. This is so that you can use this on either this cabinet or any cabinet. But I want you to use it with precaution. Okay? So again, black wire on the top lead of your left side, white wire on the bottom lead of your left side, green wire on the bottom center lead. Okay? Now on your other side you have 4 more leads. You have top, bottom, middle, and almost to the end. Okay, I know that sounded weird, but if you look at it like this, okay, that's where these two wires come into play. Alright, so what you're going to do, okay, so what you want to do is you're going to take your black wire and you're going to connect that one to your top lead on the right side. Okay, take your black wire, push that connector into that top lead on the right side of the switch now. It's going to give you a little difficulty because there's still, no, didn't go in right. Let's connect it right. There you go. Let's get it in there. There you go. Okay? You got your black wire on your top lead. Let me zoom out a little so we can get more of a look here. Okay? Black lead on the top, black wire on the top lead. Okay? Now before you connect the other end, you need the space, so you're going to take your white wire and connect it on the bottom lead on the right side. Find the opening. Make sure you fall into the connection, not the plastic. Okay. That kind of gave me a little struggle there. These connectors are really new. That's why I say you have to be careful what you're doing. Make sure you're doing this correctly. Alright. So now you got your black wire on your top lead on the right side and your white wire on the bottom lead on the right side as well. Okay, they're both in there. The reason I told you to do it like this is you're now going to daisy chain over to the other two. Okay? You're going to take your black wire, and if I'm not mistaken, you're going to daisy chain your black wire to your middle lead on the right side, making like a little connection. Perfect. Like so. Okay? You took that black lead wire and you daisy chained it over to the middle lead. Now you still got your white wire loose, so where do you think that one goes? You guessed it. Your next last lead on the bottom on your left side. Perfect. Like so. Okay, and that's what it's supposed to look like. Take your black lead and you connect it on the top, the black wire to your top lead, and you daisy chain it to the middle lead on the right side, and you take your white wire and you connect it to the bottom lead on the right side, and you daisy chain it right under the black one on the right side. All of this is on the right side. Your left side back again is connected to your surge protector, and you got your black wire, top lead on the right side, white wire, second lead on the right side, and green wire, bottom lead in the middle. Okay, that's the center, that's the switch and the outlet. Everything is nicely pushed in. It's going to feel like you're taking this whole thing apart, but don't worry. You're not. It feels like it's popping out, but it's not. Just securing everything, making sure everything's connected good. Testing the switch. Everything's good. And that's it. Now, we got to cut out the hole for this for the cabinet. And if I'm not mistaken, if we cut it out right, this should fit right through that hole we make. The surge protector should fit through the hole. Okay? But if not, we may have to disconnect these and do this again. Just disconnect the surge protector from the switch and connect it again. Okay? Again, please, folks, I beg you, do this with caution. Do not attempt this if you do not know what to do. This is electricity you're dealing with, and I, God forbid, don't want anybody to get hurt. But this is the way I've done my 3 cabinets. It makes it easier. You'll see at the end when you turn when you're able to turn it on and off, shut everything on and off with ease. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so we're back at the cabinet. Now I need to take off one side off so that I can put the power switch, and I might do the LED lights for the marquee on the bottom of the marquee. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off the control panel and the J panel with the amp and the extra buttons. We're gonna take those off, put the cabinet on its side so I can take it apart and drill it from there. Okay, so let's take this off. Set it aside for now. Take off the J panel. Okay. We're also going to take off the kick plate. Take that off. So we don't need that right now. As you can see, I got all the stuff that I have extra on the side there. Let me put this kick plate somewhere safe. Okay. We have all the extra stuff like the manual, the wiring, plug to the amp. I'm going to put this aside for now. Okay. Got the cabinet here. Okay. You may wonder why it moves so easy. I got it on a dolly so that I can work with it. What I want to do is I'm going to take off the right side panel when you're facing the cabinet itself, so that the on and off switch is in the bottom right side here. Easy to access for the player wants to just start and play. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attempt to tip this over and not kill ourselves. So we're gonna take this off of here. As a matter of fact, let's take it off the dolly first. Let's do that. Let's take it off the dolly first, and then we'll put it back on sideways. Do this nice and easy so I don't break and drop it. There you go. I know my mom is watching this video, so she want to make sure I don't kill myself. Okay. Move the dolly over to the side, the left side, and we're going to tip it over onto the dolly itself, nice and slowly. Perfect. Now we're able to move everything. Now nothing's getting scratched up because the dolly has a carpet material, prevents anything you put on it to get scratched up. So we're good to go here. Okay. Like I said, we're going to remove the right side panel. And that means we have to disconnect the monitor as well inside. So let's remove the 6 screws on top with my trusty Harbor Freight screwdriver. Take it off by hand. It makes it so much easier to have it on this dolly to move around for myself. I like to take this moment while I'm doing this and share a little history with you guys. When I was in high school, many years ago, and I was in 10th grade, I was given an option to take a shop class and some kind of art class. I needed an art class. So, me being who I am, I decided to take shop. Teacher at the time, and I went to Sheepshead Bay High School in Brooklyn, New York. The teacher at the time did not feel comfortable with taking a person in a wheelchair in his shop class. So I fought with the school department and with the shop department, and I won to get in. And no more than 2 or 3 weeks in the class, I noticed that he'd let me do something, but he wouldn't let me handle the tools. He was afraid I'd get hurt or something would happen, which is understandable. You know, I was one of his first students in a wheelchair in his class. So I understood, but I didn't think it was right though. So, since I wasn't going to be allowed to do any of the cutting or drilling or anything in that class, I dropped the class and went to ceramics class, which is how my mom and my aunt got a big giant ceramic Christmas tree one year as a gift, which also had electrical lighting in it. So I guess that's where my history comes from, as well as the fact that my uncles and my cousins are all mechanics, and they kind of gave me the bug to mess with tools and work with tools. As well as that little history, I am also a certified motorcycle mechanic. I went to Wyotech in Daytona, Florida, and got my certification there and graduated. So I can also fix a motorcycle, which I own 2 of, but we'll show that off in another video. So I got the 6 screws off the panel, as well as the 4 screws off the monitor, so this should come right up with no problem. There you go. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, I kind of made a mistake here, so let's put this back where it was, and I'll tell you where my mistake is. See, talking, I didn't pay attention. Let me put this back in its place. Let me put this back in its place. I was too busy talking and I didn't pay attention to what I was supposed to do first. Okay. Alright, there you go. Back in there. No, not in there. There you go. Okay. I don't have to screw it back in. I just forgot one little step that I didn't do. Alright. I created another template the size of the outlet switch on my computer. I printed off with Adobe Photoshop. This is what it looks like. Okay. What I plan to do is put this in the inside of the panel so I can see more or less where I want the switch to fall. Okay. And I was supposed to do that before I took it apart, and I didn't do that. So we're going to do it real quick right now. There you go. Okay, I lined it up with the bottom board as well as the kick plate. I lined it up and I taped it there. And then from there we could take a measurement on where we're going to put it. So now we can remove the panel off. Okay. Put it on its stand it here against this table for now. Right there. Hopefully it won't fall. Let's move this part of the cabinet away. Let's get the garbage can because we're going to do some more drilling and drumming. So, put this on the garbage can. Okay. Let me pause the video for now while I situate this and get all my tools, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so I have two templates here. One was to show me more or less where the kick plate panel goes and the bottom board goes, so I got that set up. So I'm going to take the other stencil here that I made, and I'm going to put it away from the kick plate at least 1 inch away, and this right here is about 1.5 inches away from the bottom, so we'll leave that. Okay, and I'm gonna let it sit there. That's where I'm gonna make my hole, my square out. Okay, and I'm gonna tape it down right here and tape it down on this end so it doesn't move. Now if you notice from the template, if I zoom in for you, there's a circle in a corner. That's where I'm going to start my drilling. Okay, now I'm going to start the hole from the inside out. I know I've stressed it's best to do it from the outside in, but because I need to know where this is going to fall, I'm going to make my first hole there and then move the template to the other side and then cut out the rest. So that's why I'm just using temporary Scotch tape for now, so I could start my first hole, and that is 1 inch away and about 1.5 inches away from the board. Now the inside box is the actual size of the plug box. Okay, it's the actual inside size. Okay, now back to this. The inside. This comes with 2 wings, so it hides everything on the side. Okay, extra plasticking. It's like a plate. So the inside box is what we want. Okay, and it'll fall right in. So let's start with the first hole. I'm going to use my Dremel, not a drill. My Dremel's much cleaner. My first cabinet I did with a handsaw, jigsaw, and it was just bouncing all over the place. So if I put my Dremel at a slow speed, I got more control of, how close to get to the line. So we're going to do my first hole, and I'm going to speed through this video a little bit so you don't hear the noise, and then we'll flip it over and do it from there. Okay, so I did my first hole. I'm going to take that template off. I'm going to leave the tape on it. See, I got my first hole in there. My starter hole. And we're going to take this template off. We don't need this one anymore. And flip this over and work from that side. Let's hope it don't look nasty on the other side. Oh, it doesn't. Look at that. I think for a drill, a Dremel is the best thing to use. Okay, let me zoom that in so you can see how neat that hole is. It didn't damage the wood. It just made a nice little hole. So now with that hole, okay, I take my template again and I line it up with that hole. Okay, making sure that it's even on both ends. This is about 4.5, probably less. Just want to make sure it's the same, so my switch does not look crooked. Let's do that again. Right there. Put that piece. Let's glue that in and force this down. There you go. Okay. Now I use Scotch tape, and I know that if I attack this with the Dremel, it's not going to hold. So what we're going to do, okay, so we can't use painter's tape, so we're not going to be able to see the design or how far to go through the line. So what I'm going to use is some clear Scotch shipping tape. It's clear tape, packaging tape. I'm going to put a nice big piece on here. I'm going to enforce it across and up and down so that it holds it in place. It would be better if I can use a vinyl template and a stick on there, but I don't have time or the patience for that. So there you go. Clear tape will hold it in place, and if we peel it off nice and easy, it won't mess up the cabinet. I'll put another piece up and down. Perfect. Nice piece up and down. We still got that hole in there. So we're going to go through that first hole and work our way around. Okay? And I'm going to speed this video so you're not forced to hear the sound. And see how it comes out. Okay, so I cut out a centerpiece from the top to bottom. Looks a little messy, don't worry. We're going to fix it up. I had to put the Dremel on a higher speed. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the bottom up very slowly. And try to get as close to the line as I can without messing anything up. And testing out the switch to see if it fits in there. Good. Okay. Got as close as I can to the line. Alright. Trying to get all that dust into the garbage can. I'm gonna have to Dremel some more over here on this side. It's very difficult to do with one hand. trying to do this as best as I can. Let me get a razor blade to cut some of that excess tape off. Okay. I don't want to cut the lines and I can't see how far I gotta go. There you go. Just trying to get the excess tape off. It's not all helping. What I might do is get an extra switch just to test it out. I'm gonna have to Dremel a little bit here on the side a little because I went at an angle. Everything else looks pretty good. I don't want to go too crazy. Think it looks good? Let's get a towel, clean some of this up. There you go. Okay. Get a secondary switch to test this out. Test that hole out. Didn't know I was out of camera there. Sorry about that. Got another switch that isn't wired up to test it to see if it falls. That's still a little tight. Tight is good though. Just don't want it too tight. Top and bottom looks like it needs to be loosened up a little more. Okay. So we'll do that. Let me zoom out a little. So I didn't know I was out of camera. So let's get that in there and do that again. Perfect. That's it. It's going to fit a little better once we get that cardboard out. But that's what you want. You want that tight fit in there. And you want it to go in there. You're gonna put your switch closer to the front. So it's easier to reach. You got your outlet right there. And that's it. Let's take it out. Remove this tape slowly so you don't leave no residue. Throw it out, you don't need it. Take that out. There you go. Perfect. I know it looks a little messy, but once we clean it up a little, it's good. Let me run it away. Let me get the garbage can out the way a little bit. Run the compressor on this so we get some air dust out of this. Go. That's your hole. Let's test this one more time. Now we're going to need this. Actually, we'll take the time to mark in the holes that we need to drill this in, to screw this in. Okay, so we're going to take your center punch again. And figure out where I put it. Thank you. Take your center punch again. dirty there. And take a center punch, and we're going to put it in the middle as close as we can. Boom. There you go. And you're going to put your screws in there. Clean that off. Got me pissed off there. Okay? So now, you got your switch in. Okay? Now look at the other side. Let's see how clean it looks. Good there. Turn this around. There you go. Got your switch nicely put on the other side. Now let's test out the original that's going to go in here and see if my theory was right about getting that brick to fit through, which I don't think it will now, but I'll look at it. Let's see. No, it won't, so we may have to disconnect the 3 wires to get it in there, which is fine. We just take those out, put them back in once we got the switch plugged in. So let me get the screws for that. Okay, so I went and turned the panel around and got these screws that I have. They're about 1/2 inch long with a flat head, with a flat head Phillip, a flat top actually. And I went and removed the power strip from our original switch. So we're gonna go ahead and first make some pilot holes with the drill, because you don't want to try to force those screws in there just like that. You'll break a lot of wood going in. Just go a little bit as far as you can, not too much. Okay, let the dust fall into the garbage. I'm going to do a little bit more on this side. Okay, let's clean up the area. Drop in the switch. Like I said, you want your switch closer to the first player. So take your screw and a precision screwdriver or any small screwdriver, and you put these in. Now these screws may be a little longer than the wood panel, and it might go through the other side, which is fine. You know, you rather it hold than not hold. I feel it breaking through. Let's do the other side in. You can feel it coming through the other side already on the bottom screw. You don't need these super tight. You just need it to hold it in place. It'll tighten up on its own. There you go. On this side. There you go. And that's it. Your switch is on. And it's ready to work. I'm going to connect back the power strip. Do the LED light on the marquee before I put this panel in, because I need to hide the wiring some way, and then put this panel back on. Okay. Just a quick reminder, before you go ahead and take that surge protector off the switch after you've already watched the video on how to wire it up, take a picture of it, remember the colors, and what order they go. I went and put back the surge protector back on the switch, so now everything's connected. The switch is screwed in, and the panel is ready to go back on the cabinet. Okay.